Hello, and welcome to this presentation of the MGHA Education Department, Unit 565, Scorebox B. This scoreboard is a model 0083261 by the Nevco Scoreboard Company of Greenville, Illinois. If you are the first scorekeeper for the day, you will be required to activate the unit. Locate the power switch on the right side of the unit and turn it on. The unit will ask you, do you want to start off where you left off? The answer is no. Press no to advance. It will then ask you, do you want to use an auto start program? The answer again is no. Now you must enter the model code. This is displayed here, 0083261. The dash is entered automatically. Do you want to use the shot clock? The answer is no, as we are playing hockey and not basketball. It will now ask you, do you want to use penalty timeout? The answer is yes. Do not worry about this feature. It can be used by more advanced scoreboard operators. The scoreboard is now operative. As you can see, it shows a current time of 0 and period 0. The first thing to do when operating the scoreboard is set the time. In order to do this, you will press Set Time, then you must enter the time in minutes and seconds using a colon. This will be for the MGHA 12:00, and then press Yes. It will now ask you to enter the period. To start the game, we'll start with period 1. You do not need to press Yes after entering the period. We can now see the time set to 12 minutes, and it is period 1. To alter the time at any point, you simply press Set Time and enter the desired time. 5 minutes would be 5:00, yes, period is 1. And now we can see 5 minutes and period 1 on the scoreboard. When a team scores a goal, you will enter it into the unit thusly. On the right side of the unit, press Home Score. You can see it displays home 0 plus. You will now press 1 and yes. Even though the unit displays entry error, we can now see a correct score of 1 for the home team. Similarly, for the guests, you will press Guest Score 1 and yes. We received the entry error, but nonetheless, we look at the scoreboard and we now see that the guests have 1 goal tallied for them. At the intermission periods between periods, you will set the clock to 1 minute. To do this, press Set Time 1:00, yes. Press the appropriate period number. The teams have 1 minute to gather themselves and work on strategy. When the horn sounds, the teams return to the ice and play resumes. For the second period, press Set Time 12:00 and yes, and set the period to 2. As we look at the scoreboard, we can now see 12 minutes on the clock and period 2. To operate the scoreboard during the game, you will use the attached controller. The controller has 1 toggle switch and 1 button. The button sounds the horn. It is not present on this unit. You can sound the horn manually from the scoreboard controller. To operate the clock, use the controller toggle switch. When the controller is in the right position, the clock runs. When the controller is moved to the left position, the clock stops. As the scorekeeper, it is your job to activate the clock when the referee drops the puck and to stop the clock on the referee's whistle. If you need to stop play for any reason, sound the horn to let the players and officials know to cease play. The officials will come to the scorebox to confer with you. I'm now going to set the time to 10 seconds. Set Time 0:10, yes, leave the period at 2. I will now activate the scoreboard by moving the toggle switch to the right. We can see that the clock is running, and in 7 seconds, the clock will stop. When that happens, the horn sounds automatically. We stop the horn by turning the toggle switch to the left or off position. This will stop the horn and stop the clock. One of the most difficult things to do is to assess a penalty. In order to assess a penalty, you will select Set, and then either Home or Guest Penalty. We'll choose Home Penalty for this one. You will then enter the time in minutes and seconds using a colon. In the MGHA, a minor penalty lasts for 1 minute 30 seconds, a major penalty for 3 minutes. We'll assess a minor penalty 01:30 yes. You will then enter the player's jersey number, and this is always a 2-digit number. For example, if the player's number is 5, you will press 05. As we see, the home team has a 1 minute 30 second penalty assessed against player number 5. If a penalty is entered in error, first select the team the penalty was entered for, in this case home penalty. Then select the penalty clear button. It will ask you clear yes, no, press yes, and now the penalty has been deleted from the scoreboard. This concludes Unit 565, Scorebox B. Thank you for your attention.